All right, FightHype.com again with my man Jose Benavidez this time. Sean Vattel, how you doing, Jose?
Man, super excited. We had a great year last year. We have another great year this year. Everything's going crazy bananas. I would never think in my life, that I would be in this position working with all these great fighters and being at the position we are right now. So I'm super blessed, man, and really, really thankful to all the fans and everybody that's been supporting us.
Can you take me through trying to craft another champion in Pacheco a little bit? When it looks like you're rounding him into being a boxer puncher. Yeah.
Well, man, I love the sport, and I'm still trying to learn and get better and better and better. What I noticed in my life career of boxing is I always try to be better than all the guys that are trainers now, the best trainers. They all pretty much fought. So me, I never fought. I didn't know nothing about boxing. So I think I got to catch up, and I'm always learning, and I love what I do. And I, believe it or not, I'm still learning. I spend nights watching videos and still try to get better at what I do in order to help my fighters. And thank God it's showing, and 2 world champions and another one to be a world champion soon. It's unbelievable, So I think just keep working hard and keep doing what we love. And a lot of people don't know, but it's not just me. It's like this guy here, Poncho and Britos. These are the guys that I have, that work with me. They're part of the team, and they're the ones actually. Without them, I wouldn't be here, because at the end of the day, I have all these fighters: Diego Pacheco, David Benavidez, Jose Benavidez, Daniel Blancas, Julio Porras, and all these great fighters, man, that if it wasn't for them, I couldn't be here where I'm at right now. So these guys are very good workers. They follow, and we have a plan, and we execute it. There's no bosses here. We all try to come up with a plan, and sometimes I'm wrong, so they kind of correct all that. So I think we have a solid team, and that's the key for where we at right now.
Yeah, I know, like Bomac, Crawford's trainer has a similar setup like you do, like 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah.
Help with the mitts, help with the conditioning, help with the...
Yeah, that's what I noticed coming through where I'm at, through boxing, A lot of people, I know some trainers, that they don't want to help. They don't want to bring no other person into the camp, They're very protective. And me, I just want them to get better. I want them to get happy and try different things. And at the end of the day, it's been working. So I would suggest, and all these trainers, I think, you need a bigger team in order to get better and better and better and get better fighters.
Just to talk, of course, the Canelo stuff. We saw David. I did a podcast where I think he basically was like, get the fuck out of here when it comes to having to kiss butt or be too respectful for Canelo. For you, Jose, has that been like a you're in between 2 places? Maybe one day you wake up, all right, let's respect them to try to get the fight done.
No, not
that
at
way.
all. That's who I am. I'm not gonna disrespect nobody or respect nobody. We're in a hurt business. Here people want to destroy you, and we want to do the same thing. I gotta create animals, and machines, So at the end of the day, I'm not going to take flowers. I'm not going to ask for a fight and bring a dozen of roses or whatever,
Right.
That's who we are back there in the days, Casa Mayor, Mayorga, and even Nassim Hamed, they used to talk a lot of shit, but they would make the fights. They didn't have no excuses. But when you have excuses, I'm not saying you're afraid, kind of like, but fighters know who you can beat or who you cannot beat. And, right now with Canelo, he doesn't want to fight David. You seen the ridiculous amount of money that he asked for. Who's going to pay him $200 million, There's no way, What does that tell you? He says David doesn't bring anything to the table, only 25 pounds on the day of the fight. How many pounds is he going to bring to the day of the fight also? It's going to be maybe like 1 or 2 more or whatever. But at the end of the day, he's only looking for excuses. David's been the mandatory for 3 years. We're going up to, we're not going to wait. We're going to go to 175 and look for another big challenge there. We're trying to fight Better Beer, B-Ball. Those are the monsters of that division. B-Ball beat Canelo Alvarez, beat Silva Ramirez. So we would love to fight them and give the fans what they want, those big fights. So we're excited, man. We keep moving. We keep proving ourselves. And at the end of the day, I don't think that Canelo fight is going to happen. We're not focused on Canelo. I just want to stop talking about Canelo. We're at 175. We're focused on Alexander Boslik. Now, he's a great fighter. He only has a loss, and he's been a champion, and he's at 175, and we're trying to prove ourselves at 175. It's a tough fight, and David's going to look spectacular in order to get those bigger fights.
Do you have to be at all weary or concerned about this move to 75 is a trap to weaken us back to 68 for a Canelo fight? Does that go through your head at all?
No. The thing is, I know David could do, and we proved ourselves 3-4 fights that he's under the limit at 168. There's no problem with the 168. Now he's super focused, super motivated, super disciplined. With everything that he went through, it was a blessing in disguise. So now he knows his body, he knows how to do it, and he's super dedicated and disciplined. So everybody knows, what are we doing at 168? We've been mandatory for 3 years. Canelo is not going to face David. He has those belts hostage. So until they said on March that we're going to strip him, it didn't happen. Now they say September. I don't know what's going to happen. We can't stay here and wait. We got to keep active and keep fighting. A fight at 175 is a very dangerous fight, to be honest, But you got to get nervous, because we never been there. It's not an easy fight. So I think Alexander is getting fucking in his best shape ever, because he knows an opportunity to beat David. He can fight Bivol or Benavidez too. So I mean, he's gonna come at his best, and we know that. So we are focused. We are training hard. After Diego's fight, I go to Miami. I've been back and forth for a week, but now I get to stay. After his fight, I stay there for the whole camp. We fight June something, So it's an exciting card. What I hear. Tank is going to be there. David's going to be there. So it's going to be a great fight, man. Of the names that I heard, man, it's the best card for the whole year so far.
Who do you think wins the Benavidez Bivol fight at 75?
Man, it's really hard to say, because Benavidez, he hits like a mule, man. Bivol has a little bit more skills of a boxing style, and I think if he comes with good condition, he could beat Benavidez by points. But if Benavidez hits a big shot, I think he can win by knockout. So I think I have Bivol winning by decision and Benavidez by knockout if something happens like that, And I wish both good luck, Both of them are super dangerous. We will face any guy, So at the end of the day, they have a rematch clause, I think. But it all depends how the fight goes, Maybe one's going to have to take a break, then we step in and fight him, and then whatever, So we're just looking for opportunities. We're looking for give you guys great fights, good fights, and Team Benavidez, we fight anybody, man. To be honest, we're not afraid about losing our undefeated records. And money's important. We're not focused on money. We want to make a history, legacy. At the end of the day, money will come, but we're just here to give you guys good fights and give you guys exciting fights.
And do you think David's going to be, actually even better at 75 than 68? Like it's maybe
I don't know. Like I said, we're good at 168. We will see that now, Maybe he likes to be there at 175. If good opportunities will come, we'll stay there. But if not, we'll go down to 168. Of course, it's going to be better. He's going to struggle less to do weight.
Right.
Every fighter struggles. Every fighter struggles. Whoever you tell me that they don't struggle at their weight, they're lying, because everybody does, It's hard to make that weight, to be honest, for everybody, We make it, not a problem, but we all struggle.
Do you think Benavidez Bivol at all would be a tough fight to make, since they're not with PBC?
I think it's an easier fight because they're not in Canelo's shoes, like Canelo kind of running the whole show right now.
Yeah.
It would be an honor to fight them, and I think they would like to fight David, because, that would be a great fight. And they're looking for great fights too. So I think it's easier fight to make, with either fighter, whoever wins, whatever, I think, or we could fight the loser too, that would be great too. So I think they would love to fight David. I think it's easier to make those fights.
What do you think that in this Gvozdyk fight you will be going up against Eddie Reynoso?
Everybody says that Eddie Reynoso.
Right.
They say that he's the manager of what I know. Maca, he trains. He's a really good friend of mine. I talked to him, and he says that no, Reynoso's not the trainer.
Mm-hmm.
He's been helping him because he was there training and helping Canelo spar, and they got him a couple of fights, but in good faith, But Maca trains him.
Right.
Reynoso doesn't train him. So everybody's confused about that. And like I said, I already asked and I seen, because I wanted to know too what was going on, But I think Maca is the trainer, and Reynoso was just helping him get fights. At the end of the day, they got this fight because it's a good money fight for Boslick. It's a great position. He could be fighting for a world title. I mean, it's a good opportunity for him. I don't think he doesn't give a fuck about what every Reynoso thinks. To be honest with you, it's his future. It's a great opportunity for him, for us. So I don't even worry about that.
Do you think that Reynoso, in part, had the guy take the fight because he wants to get a good look at David and know exactly?
No. A lot of people are saying that too. Maybe that's good. I mean, they've been looking at David. Doesn't matter who he fights. They were looking at him when he was fighting Caleb Plant. Boo boo. It's not going to be a difference. We fought some of their fighters, that were sparring, with them, So now that's why they don't want to take the fight with David, because they seen what these fighters do in sparring and then how David finishes them. So Canelo's not going to fight David, man. If I was Canelo's manager and I was in his camp, I would never fucking face a Mexican monster.
And I've always heard from the gyms that David did very well with Bivol.
Yeah, my respect to Bivol. He's a great fighter. He beat Canelo, and he didn't get credit for it. Nobody really remembers that, He's a great fighter, man. We sparred him like 5 years ago. They did very well, and it would be an honor to face him, He's a great guy, and it will be a tough fight.
In a scenario where Bivol beats Beterbiev, do you feel like that's a way David could really
I would love that to happen better, because like I said, the history, he beat Canelo.
Right.
He beat Zurdo Ramirez.
Right.
So if we beat the one that beat all these other guys, we're the ones. We're on top, Even with David, without a title, whatever, a lot of people will consider him one of the best and dangerous fighters in boxing right now. If we could beat Bivol.
Right. Because sometimes it's hard for a Mexican American
fighter. It will be a
fighter
revanche. We'll make that revanche against Canelo, and we'll defend our people, from Mexico, it would be like a kind of like three Mexicans, fuck. Now if he could beat three Mexicans, that would be huge for him. Now he would get recognized too. So I mean, it would be so exciting. That's the only reason I would love to fight him.
Right.
But we don't know what's gonna happen. So Beterbiev is a fucking dangerous guy. He hits super hard, man. Super dedicated, super focused. Either fight is super dangerous for us.
But yeah, you definitely got what I was getting at. That would be a chance for David to win the affection of Mexico and the Mexican fans, right? Succeed where Canelo and Ramirez couldn't.
Yeah, for sure. And that would be great. We'll be proving something.
But Bosnick, he was the champ. He beat Stevenson. He was the lineage. How much do you think?
It's so funny. It's so funny because we sparred him like 7 years ago. We had a lot of sparring, maybe like 6-7 sparrings with him. He great legs, he's very intelligent, an Olympian, fast. He's a really good fighter, man. And I believe that he's going to prepare himself for this fight like never before. So it is going to be a dangerous fight. And a lot of people, we're not going to get that credit. Like Boo Boo, everybody was saying that David was going to get exposed. Footwork was terrible, and all this and all that. But it's okay. We're going to keep proving ourselves and keep fighting whoever. We want to fight whoever, man. We don't choose our fighters. We'll fight whoever, man, to be honest. And we prove that, and everybody knows that. So we just want to stay active and give you guys good fights.
Why the move down to Florida?
The reason we moved over there, David bought a condo over there in Florida, and he was just going to stay there for 4 weeks. And that week that he moved over there, the fight got made. And then we decided to go to train. He was going to move, but then he speed up on the training. He trained a little harder, but he was just supposed to maintain because we didn't know when we were going to fight. And I went up there. He loved it over there. I see him super happy. And, to be honest, we've been moving all over the place. We've been training in Las Vegas, Seattle, Oregon, LA, Big Bear, San Diego. So it's the same thing, And at the end of the day, it's wherever he feels comfortable and feels happy and motivated. And he feels super happy, motivated. So those are the things that we're looking for.
And lastly, too, Jose, he'll be sharing the card, it sounds like, with Tank and Frank. Well, how do you see that fight going?
With Tank?
Yeah, with Tank and Frank.
I see a dangerous fight, a good fight, also an exciting fight. It's an honor, when we heard it. We don't have egos, man. So we've been headlining and being main events, but at the end of the day, we want to make history, and we don't care, man. People ask for so many demands, like Caleb Plant and all these fighters. We give them everything they want. We don't care if we're main event, co-main event. We just want to give you guys good fights, and it's an honor. And I see that it's going to be a great card. I see Tank winning. He's proven a lot, and he adjusts to all the fighters, and I think it's going to be an exciting fight.
Do him and David have something in common in that they're two of the elite fighters that are also two of the most really exciting?
Exactly.
Elite doesn't always,
and that's why it's
exciting.
gonna be a great card, I believe, because two exciting fights. I mean, fuck, I want to see that fight too. So I get to see it, and then we get to fight in there also. So Tank is super happy to be fighting with David. We're super happy to be fighting with them. So it's an honor, man. It's amazing, and it's so motivating, to go there and fight.
What do you think is Tank's Benavidez Canelo fight? Benavidez better be a Bivol fight. What do you think is which one do you want to see the most? Shakur, Devin, Tio?
With
Tank, yep.
Anybody, man. To be honest, all these guys that you mentioned, man, they're all exciting fighters. They're all hungry. They're all young, So to be honest, I wouldn't mind whoever, as long as they make those fights happen. And I think they are going to make them because they all want to shine, and everybody's there. So those are good fights. So it doesn't really matter the how they organize it or how they put it. They're all good fights.
Is he your favorite out of everyone around his division?
I would say right now he's my favorite because he's proven and he has adjusted to all these fighters, and even on the Leo Santa Cruz, I thought he was doing real good. He adjusted, he did good, the Rolly, and he adjusts to every fight. So I think he has fought all the styles. I think if he keeps focus and discipline, I think it would be really hard for somebody to beat him.
Thanks so much, Jose. Always good to catch up with you, brother.